On today's episode, we talk to Carol Kaplan, owner of Everything Creative, who provides home staging and design services throughout the area of San Diego. Listen in as we share about how her team services top agents throughout California and hear how she got started with her home staging business with only $500 in her pocket. Now let's begin. This is the Stager Boss podcast from StagerBoss.com with the founder of HSRA, Jana Uselton. The Home Staging and Redesign Association is a group of like-minded professionals dedicated to revolutionizing the real estate industry by making a difference in the lives and businesses of home stagers and redesigners everywhere. Join us as we talk to the best of the best in this industry from all over the world and hear how they are using their training and experience to make a difference in the clients they serve. If you are a real estate industry expert looking for better ways to market and sell properties, join us for this podcast series. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of our Stager Boss podcast. We're super excited that you're joining us today, and we're here with Miss Carol Kaplan from Everything Creative in San Diego. Welcome, Miss Carol.
Thank you, Jana, and thank you for having me on this wonderful podcast that you're doing.
Well, I'm excited to talk with you. Now, you and I, we should let the audience know, we go way back. We have history together.
We sure do.
Yes, we have some fun stories. We won't share all of those, but I really wanted you guys to get to know Carol and her business and really learn from what she's doing and how she's serving her industry. So Carol, tell us about your business, kind of how you got started and where you guys are today.
So we started 13 years ago. We've just had our 13th anniversary. And it was really something that I didn't even know about. I didn't even know what staging was 13 years ago. And I happened to speak to a realtor friend of mine, and she said, "Oh, yes. And I said, "Well, tell me more about it." And I started reading about it, and I thought, I can do this. Didn't know how I was ever going to do it. But anyhow, I took a leap of faith, and with $500 in my pocket, I started this business. So 13 years ago, and here we are today.
It's amazing. It's an amazing story to say $500 to transitioning to a business that does millions and millions in volume as far as helping people in the areas, all of the homes that you guys are staging, the luxury properties, the home staging, the redesign projects, your team that you're able to employ and just be able to just make a difference in so many lives. So what's this journey been like through these years?
It's been very interesting. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of hard work. There's obviously lots of ups and downs, but that's in any business. And if you want to grow a business, all of this comes with it. So you have to take the good with the bad. You have to take a lot of leaps of faith along the way, and really work your best and your hardest, and work smart, which some of us don't do at times. And I've done that myself. But I think that eventually you kind of find your niche in the market, and you then decide what's going to be right for you. And we do all of it. We've kind of involved in luxury staging, vacant staging, redesigns, vacation rentals. We do interior design. So we kind of, everything is a rub-off from the staging.
So now, did you start out, was it the home staging that attracted you, or being a business owner? And then, all of a sudden we're this business owner that I don't know that we necessarily signed up for that. Which was it for you?
No, it definitely wasn't being a business owner. It was the home staging and sort of being creative and being able to go in and make things look pretty. But it certainly isn't that if you think about how it's developed today. It's not just chopping pillows or just, making it look pretty. There's a lot more that goes to it, as we only know.
Yes. Well, I've enjoyed watching your company grow and us, for the first time meeting several years ago to now
seeing all the greatness that all of our companies have done. And really, it's been a movement for the home staging industry. I know you guys are a leader. You're a national speaker with us in our association. You're on our board of advisors. And we just are so thankful that you are one of the cutting edge leading industry, just that leader in our industry to be able to, I would say, attract more people into the industry, and the awareness and the knowledge, you being able to train, I think is huge. So how important is training to you personally, and then you being able to turn that into training other real estate agents, stagers, builders, investors?
Well, I think it's very, very important. Continued education is absolutely essential. You can't do this on your own. As we've spoken about many, many times, if we would have had all of this information, 13 years ago, we would have probably been even further ahead. But thanks to HSRA and what it offers to all of us, we've been able to grow tremendously. And I think that people are seeing huge growth in their business because they've got a blueprint of how to run a business now. Most of us that are creative have no idea how to run a business. And, thanks to you and HSRA, you've mapped out a blueprint for all of us, and we've been able to learn so much and be able to implement it into our businesses.
Well, you are part of HSRA, and thank you, right back to you. And, as we think about the area that you guys serve, and all of the people you're able to help on a day-to-day basis, tell me what a day in the life of Everything Creative looks like.
Well, because we now have been able to compartmentalize the business, we have our designers, we have our movers, which we now are part of our staging assistants as well. We have Danny, my daughter, who's now the Chief Operating Officer. So that takes a lot of the actual workings of the business off me so that I can still use my creative skills and, oversee the buying and what we're going to be using and the trends and things like that, because that's important. But we've realized as well that staging is 80% logistics and 20% design. Because if you think about the logistics that go into a business and the amount of time you change the calendars to stage, to destage, that takes a lot of time. So, basically a day is really sort of seeing that the logistics are really running the business, because it's very easy to decorate. It's very easy to come in and make things look pretty. But if you haven't got the people working behind the scenes, you're not going to be able to do this. You can't sustain it. So, we've really got the business up and running now. We've got the inventory system going. We've got our CRM going. It's taken a long time, and I think you agree about that one as well. And, you try things, they don't work, and then you try something else, and eventually you get it to work the way you want it to work. And each person runs their business differently.
You're so right. There are so many nuts and bolts to this business. There's so many processes, procedures, checklists. I mean, our goal at the end of the day, when a top agent, a builder, an investor teams with our companies, is to really not let them behind the curtains and backstage to know all that goes on inside facilities, pulling everything together, the planning. We just want to make it done for you, super simple. But the reality is we have a lot of moving parts within our business. And at the end of the day, Carol, what would you like your clients that you serve there, what do you want their experience to be?
Well, it's got to be a wonderful experience. You want that, they want that HGTV experience where they walk in and go, wow, this is beautiful. And that's obviously what we want. And, we're there to help the client and the realtor sell the property. That's our goal. And, we want to make it an easy transition, because it's hard for the seller, because basically they have an attachment to the house. They've got a lot of sentiment, and we want it to run as smoothly as possible and to be a nice experience, so that they also think it's a fun experience.
Wow, that's so true. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of sentiment that goes behind selling a house, as you know, and most people, you know, you kind of got to walk them through it. You've got to understand where they're coming from. It's not only about you, it's how they're feeling. And, you know, I'm sure you've had people crying, and, you know, you go through all these emotions, and you've got to help people through it. You've got to explain to them. You've got to be there for them. You've got to hold their hand through it. And I think that's what they really do appreciate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, for all of our companies throughout the country, we want people to, reduce the stress, right? We want them to be as easy of a process as possible. And then, of course, we want to add value and add money back into their pocket because they've done this efficiently and effectively. I mean, it is definitely a process to sell a property. And you probably have the pop-up stagers in your area. Like we all have experienced. So how are you guys navigating that conversation? Maybe someone's calling in and they're saying, okay, everything creative, what can you do? What's your price? And they're just maybe price shopping, and they haven't been aware that we're not a licensed industry, and that others are out there maybe reducing their fees, but the quality may not be there. How do you guys navigate that conversation?
Well, I think we try to give them a background, you know, how long we've been in business, that we have a 9,000 square foot warehouse, is that we have a full team of movers, that we have our own trucks, you know, and we always sort of say to them, you know, have you asked the other stager? You can't compare apples with apples if you're not asking the questions. So we try to give them a background, how long we've been in business, you know, basically what I said to you. And I think, you know, and I always say to them, you know, just be sure if you're getting that $1,500 staging, are you asking about the quality? Can they do the second, third, or fourth job for you? You know, is there any continuity if you develop a relationship with them? So I think these are all the questions that you have to ask people today, and really, you know, delve into, because people are shopping on price. There's no doubt about it. So you've got to tell them, you know, what you're going to be getting from the stager that you hire.
Absolutely. And you know this, I just went through getting my real estate license, and one of the key terminology that was used was the fiduciary responsibility of these realtors, right? And it's important that we are teaming people together. It's that fiduciary responsibility to say, I advise you to stage, and here is a great reputable company that has insurance, that has proven systems, and they've proven their excellence and experience. Whenever you're asking those questions of staging companies, as an end user, to say, how long have you been in business? You know, how many homes have you staged? What is your closing ratio? Staging company, you know, do you have a team? Do you have your own inventory? And can I see the sample pictures? And are those even your pictures? Because we know there are people out there that will use stock photography, and it's just, you know, it's not a great representation. It's misrepresentation. So I think that's huge when you guys can convey. We're seeing it all over the country that people watch HGTV and they want to be a stager. They can order business cards and call themselves stagers. And it isn't until there's one home, two homes, three homes, and, you know, no one can sustain a business charging $1,500 because our costs are way over that. So I love that you guys are doing that. And tell me a little bit about your team. You mentioned Danny, you mentioned the logistics. How about your stagers, designers? I know you guys also do your artwork.
So we have Leah, who is our in-house artist, and she paints specifically for each home, which is really great. I think you've also got somebody now that you have an artist, and I think that definitely adds to the staging. It just gives it, you know, a little edge on it. We've got Whitney, who is our creative director. So she's in charge of seeing that all the jobs are, you know, sort of put on the calendar, that we obviously have enough inventory. And then she's got a right-hand person that is helping her, you know, pulling on the jobs and things like that. And then we've got 6 or 7 people in the warehouse. So those are 2 people permanently in the warehouse. And then we have all our movers. And, you know, obviously they help in the warehouse, and then they help on the stagings, and they move.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a very cohesive team. And I think that's very important because, you know, who wants to come to work if it's not a great environment? And these guys work really hard and they get burnt out very quickly, you know, and we always try to sort of see that we give them a couple of days off, or, you know, that, because I don't think people realize that every day we're moving 1 or 2 houses in and out, you know, a complete household of furniture. And it's not just, you know, arriving there and, oh, well, it's going to happen. There's a lot of, as you say, moving parts to it. So, you know, having a team has been amazing. It just, each department is starting to run really smoothly now.
Yeah, that's so great. And I know we've taken tours of your facility. You guys have taken tours of our facility here in Dallas, and it's nice to meet your team that is excited about what they do. They know they're making a difference, and just the structure and the organization, the flow of everything is right there. And I know you as the business owner, I mean, are you staging in these homes? What are you doing with your time?
Well, you know, I love to go to a staging, but I'm not actually physically staging anymore. I'll have a look, and I'll, you know, sort of say, oh, that picture's crooked. But, you know, I'm still very involved in the back part of it as well. I like to, you know, exactly, I still know how many houses are going out, what's going out during the week, check the calendar. I just pop in every now and again to see what's going on. You know, just put my little okay on it.
Stamp of approval.
A little stamp of approval. And so basically what I'm doing is, finally, Jana, I'm working on the business and not in the business, which is, you know, I've listened to you for many years say that to me, and it's really fun. And definitely I'm going to be starting to teach continuing education for the realtors, which I'm very excited about. And that should happen. It takes a little while in California to get your license, but I will be starting that as soon as I get my license. And I think it's so important for people to be, because we're so closely linked to the realtors. We need to be a part of them, and they need to be a part of us. And being able to work together is really, really special.
So true. And I know that about you as far as your heart to educate, and you're brilliant at it. And I cannot wait to hear about the classes you're going to be doing, all of the expert speaking and training there locally and throughout California. And at our events that we do nationally, you are still one of the best speakers that people relate to. I think it's your heart that comes out, that people get to relate, and they sense that sincerity in everything that you do. And I'm excited to see this next journey for you as your business continues to grow. And thank goodness for Danny. She's there to be your right-hand person, and she has that ownership mentality. And I love seeing you guys together. It's beautiful. What else is next for you guys this year? What can we expect from Everything Creative?
We've got a couple of things that we're working on at the moment, which is very exciting. We've got a collaboration of interior designers. What are we doing is we actually not hiring a specific interior designer. We are going to collaborate with some of the top designers in San Diego and have this whole collaboration. So if people want interior design, they can call us, and then we will see who fits the bill. And we have a whole lot of different people that we're working with at the moment. Each one's got a different style. Each one's got a different personality. And it's really fun to see how you can adapt to working with other people with different styles. So this is something that we're working on as well. And it's, you know, it's part of the staging, because the rubble from the staging is the interior design. So we're looking forward to that this year. And then, you know, obviously maybe people doing kind of what you're doing, you know, the do-it-yourself, order, you know, items for your home. If you need help with the interior design, we're here to help you. I think a lot of people love to do it themselves, but don't know how to get started. So that's kind of something that we're doing as well. So there's a lot of exciting things happening, and in the industry as well. I see, you know, a lot of things happening in the industry.
Yeah, so good. And I know we're going to be together this coming weekend in
I
Las
know, it's
Vegas.
excitement.
Yes, the Las Vegas market. You guys see a huge value in going, visiting, teaming with your host sellers there to get the right look and feel of all of your inventory, and so not only are you able to deliver a high quality product, but you're doing your due diligence in outsourcing and finding those resources to help save clients money, and at the end of the day. So I think that that's huge. I look forward to that. You're going to be joining us, you and Danny, for our panel. We're actually speaking at market. We're able to train those interior designers and allow them to have continuing education credit from our sessions that we're doing, and I'm excited about that. So thank you guys for helping us, and we look forward to just some continuous next level growth with you. How can people reach Everything Creative?
They can reach us through our website. If they just go onto our website, www.everythingcreativedesigns.com, they can click the link there. They can get, they will get hold of us. And we try to get back to everybody within an hour, like you do. It's very important. And obviously that service helps. And, people are shopping today. But I think if you're kind of asking the right questions, you certainly can get in to go and at least to meet with them. So, we look forward to a very exciting 2019. And, I think HSRA is growing. I think that people are really benefiting from being a member of HSRA. Whenever we can manage to get, in front of people, we talk about HSRA, continuing education. Learning is key. I learn something new every single day. And listening to everybody, sharing ideas, sharing excitement, it takes you to another level. You have to constantly be learning.
That's right.
And, yeah. And this is the fun part of it as well, is the learning and getting to know new people, and you're seeing how they're working their business. You pick up tips from everybody.
You are so right. And we love that we're able to help people with education. We love that you are stepping in at a whole nother level with education. So I'm excited to interview you again soon, and we'll hear how the progression has gone. So until next weekend, we look forward to seeing you soon, and we'll catch up with you. So best wishes, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Jana. Thanks for everything. See you soon. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Bye, Jana.
Bye-bye.